Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here with DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, and today we are here to do a recap for our Level 50 Club.
Yes, so for those of you who don't know, the Level 50 Club is what we are doing this year. The goal is to beat 50 video games. Whether they're brand new to you or old favorites, it all counts. So whenever you beat a game, take a little snapshot of it, use that hashtag Level 50 Club, and tag us on either Instagram or Twitter, so add a beer in a game, or DrinkABeerandPlayAGame on Instagram. And yeah, let us know that you're keeping track. Brian's got a little list going for how far along people are going.
Yeah, and you can actually check that out. The link is below. We have it live on our website at all times, but every couple days as we get more and more people throwing entries, I'll be updating that board. So you'll be added automatically to that. Like Jim said, just follow us, and if you're watching this video already, you can go ahead, drop a little like and subscribe. We'd appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
But we figured every month, instead of waiting till the end, why not just give you guys an update where we're at? Because we actually beat a lot more games than I was expecting.
Yeah, I mean, especially you, but especially me.
No, I'm
but especially
shocked. You. So I'll start us off. The first game I beat this year, and I might have beat it on the first or second, was Made of Skier. Now, this is that same company who was doing that Gamer Girl that we talked about a while ago. It's a good game, but it borrows elements very heavily from Layers of Fear, because it makes sense, it's the same company, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and actually a little bit of BioShock. The music is great. I just kind of found myself getting a little bored because you have to hide so much of the game, and it's one of those games where you gotta hold your breath, and I'm like, I kind of got bored of it. So for a ranking, I gotta give it a C. It's not anything I'm going right back to. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't great by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I would say avoid it unless you're a real diehard horror fan like myself.
And I know nothing about it.
Yeah. I think that's going to be your answer for a lot of these, Jim.
Indeed.
So then the next game, which there will be a review coming out, is Aliens the Arcade from Konami, which that thing is, it's the best Aliens arcade game. There's a little bit of spoiler, if you will. I beat it on a stream previously, and like I said, there's going to be a review for all the Aliens arcade games. I love the shit out of it. It is not a perfect game because it's so short, and it is arcade at the end of the day. So I'm actually going to give it an A. The soundtrack, the look, everything about that game just stands out. It's really fun. Have you ever actually played that one?
And I know nothing about it.
Damn it! So my third game was Alien 3: The Gun Game, which I hate that title so much. It's such a goofy, let's name it The Gun Game. It's a weird retelling of the third movie, but this time you're two Marines going against all kind of hordes of aliens. Some of the enemies almost look like Terminator clones from T2 the arcade, so it's a weird one. And I'll be honest, shooters never translate well to consoles unless you can use a light gun, and that goes without saying. So that one I can give I'll give it a B. It's not completely terrible, but it's not that great either. Jim, what do you know about this one? Because it is from Sega, so you should know something.
Oh, I should know something, but I don't.
So, this next game, oh goddamn. Cockhead. The parody of Cuphead.
All of your dreams coming true, huh, Brian?
You know, years ago, whenever this came out, I said this will be one like I have to try, even as a joke. Don't try it even as a joke. It really is awful. If you look at the reviews on Steam, everyone bashes it, and I thought it was just people hating on it for no reason. It's buggy as hell. There's certain levels where you actually can't get out. Like, it just glitches out completely. And then there's other ones where you just have to get lucky, and if you die the right way, you can continue. But the easiest thing with that game was if you get to that point and you go back to replay the hit replay, it goes by level system. The next level is automatically unlocked. So I did that many times. The game is awful. Don't buy it even for $1. This is an F. It's a flat out F.
Know of it, not going to touch it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't touch the cock.
The next one may be one you would want to touch. That's weird after we said cockhead. But Heaven Dust. This is a true love letter to Resident Evil, and it's done in a really cutesy way. That's the best way I'm going to describe it. I don't know if Chiba is the right way. Not really. Chibi, like almost anime stylish. I had my doubts about it, but we actually got sent a copy of Heaven Dust 2, so I was like, well, let me play the first game, see what that's about, and I actually really enjoyed it. It's a short, maybe 2.5 hour game, but it is, like I said, zombies look like zombies from Resident Evil. They use that perfect, you know the outdoor sound, like of the wolf howling in Resident Evil when you're outside?
Yeah.
It's the exact same audio. The final boss has sounds that are exactly from Nemesis. Like, they sampled direct audio cues from Resident Evil series. So, it was a fun time for me, but it's, once again, really short. And the combat is very limited to just using a pistol. Still, I'm giving this one a B. It was fun enough for 2.5 hours, and I got it for $5. You really can't beat that. It's worth your time checking into.
Yeah, the bit I saw of it looked pretty fun. So, I mean,
Yeah.
2 hours, that's up my alley.
Yeah. So the next one was another surprise, goofy one that I did enjoy, which was Kill It With Fire. I played it on stream because every Thursday I do Bloodthirsty Thursdays, so come over to Twitch and watch me. But it's a game where you kill spiders by any means necessary. And it starts off first with like a clipboard. Then it's fire. Then a gun, then soon it's an RPG and dynamite. It's ridiculous, but then that's not all you do in the game. And a lot of things, like you'll have menial tasks, but then it's like always covered in, you gotta try to find the spiders. It was a fun time waster, and that stream I think took me about 3 hours to beat it. So it's fun, but don't pay too much for it. I played it only because it was on Xbox Game Pass. You know, I'd give that one a B. The humor is there. The mechanics of enjoying yourself. You know, I found a lot of parts I just laughed at. So that would be a good time waster. I don't know if you caught some of the stream. I mean,
It looks fun. Looks like just
Yeah.
goofy fun. So, yeah, I mean, it's on Game Pass. It's free. I might give it a go.
The next one, once again, terrible game. And this broke my heart. Castlevania the Adventure on the Game Boy. I am a die-hard Castlevania fan, always have been, but I honestly never played any of the mobile games, any Game Boy games, DS, none of them. I only played the console stuff, and you know what, like, I got the Castlevania collection, so why not try the first Game Boy game? And I watched it was your review, right?
Let's play. Link will be below.
Let's Play. So, I saw, now, I'll be honest, I thought, well, Jim just sucks at this game. There's no way this game controls that bad and has these many issues.
Thank you, Brian.
Am I wrong for making that assumption?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I played it, and it slows down so much, especially, God forbid, there's more than 2 enemies on the screen. The jumping is awful. The enemies are just really annoying. It's got that terrible knockback. Just, it has a lot not going for it. And there's not even like sub-weapons in the game. The only good part of this game, and the only thing stopping it from getting an F, is the soundtrack. The soundtrack holds up, and like I said, if you ever have interest in this game, just go on YouTube, listen to the soundtrack, and you just now experience the best part of it.
Yeah, you're not really missing anything by not playing it.
No. So that gets a D from me. It's the highest I could give it. Like I said, I'm not going to fail it because of the soundtrack, but that game was friggin' rough.
Yeah, it's on the Castlevania collection, so if you get that for cheap, try it once and you'll see why.
Yeah. Next one, a masterpiece with GTA 5. It's a beast of a game. It's a game that's now been out for over 10 years, maybe.
Close to it?
I don't remember exactly when it came out.
I want to say it's like 2013-ish.
Okay, so yeah, we're really close to 10 years. It gets updates all the time. The online community is still really engaged in it. And all I did was the main campaign and like side quests, just like in the actual game. And it really is just... I wasn't a big fan of GTA 4. I wasn't sure if I would like this one. I really enjoyed my time. The story is really well done, and the characters are something like you kind of grasp onto really fast. So there's so much to do. There's no way. I kind of almost have to give this an S. because there's so much to do, and whether you like goofy comedy, action, or you're just someone who wants to customize and mod the shit out of an experience and walk around the city and do crazy shit, there's something kind of there for you for anyone. So it's really worth it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to it. I don't have the time for it. But it's been on the list for a long time.
Yeah, that was my big game I beat. So now, I basically will always have a game like that in the background that as I beat other games, I just fuck around with one later on. So the next one is actually Heaven Dust 2, which was, as I said, sent to us, so thank you again, Jesus. But this one took everything about Heaven Dust 1, made it 10 times better. It added in a shit ton of enemies, a whole bunch of weapons, weapon customization, a lot more puzzles, and the game now ran 5 to 6 hours, so it almost doubled or tripled its time. The combat is way better done. There's just major improvements across the board. I really, really enjoyed it. It definitely gets an A from me. I mean, this is one where I would say if you want to try it, you can try 1, but 2 is going to be the one that really kind of blows you away. And I think it's 10 or 20 bucks. I don't remember the exact price. I'll put it on the link below, but you should try it out. It really is that much fun.
Yeah, if I see it for a sale, I'll snag it.
Also, it's available on Switch, and that would be a perfect Switch game. And I know that's like your main
That's
console.
where Yep.
Yeah, so try it out. Oh, the next one, Halo Combat Evolved. So I said to Jim, the second I turned this one on, man, that soundtrack hitting me. This is actually the only game on this list that I had previously beaten. But it's been many, many years ago that I played that. I kind of forgot a lot about the game, so it was like starting new again. But some of the audio cues, some of the missions really brought me back. But the one thing that also brought me back, Jim, game overstays its welcome. Some of those later levels drag on forever, and you feel like you're going through the same areas over and over again.
It's because you do.
Yeah.
You spend the last half of the game in basically the same 2 spots.
It's a great game, but that flaw, and I'm speaking strictly of the campaign, it starts to wear on you by the end. And by the end, you're like, okay, enough. I just want to get it done. Has plenty of great scenes, but I can only give this a B. And I'm probably being generous with that. And I know there's going to be some maybe hate for that.
Wow.
That end, if I get to a game and all I want to do is get it over with, that's not a sign of something I really enjoy. Soundtrack would be an S, but that end, man.
You're not even taking the multiplayer into effect or the historical significance or any of that shit?
I don't do that. No. I mean...
Actually, I respect it because I'm going to bash a game with significance.
Exactly. So then my final game, my 11th title that I've completed in January is Castlevania the Adventure 2. And holy shit, what a 180 from that first game. Have you played that one yet?
A little bit.
The movement...
Well, Belmont's Revenge, it's called.
Yeah. The movement, the way combat works, control, and you have sub-weapons, it is just so damn good. Soundtrack is even better. You have more than 4 levels, and you can choose which order you want to do it in. There's just so much to enjoy. One of my favorite things, you get on ropes, you can fast slide down a rope. Like, just little touches like that made it so much more enjoyable. That one, it honestly gets an A from me. It really, really impressed me. It's one of the strongest... I mean, I haven't played all the Game Boy games, but it's a very strong contender for a really great mobile port of a Castlevania game.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're counting Kid Dracula, it's easily the best Castlevania of, like, the old school types. Because after that, it's basically all Metroidvania clones.
Yeah. So, that's my list for this month. You know, you guys let me know what you think of my list, but now I'm really curious. What does Jim got?
Alright, so my list. I started off with Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Playing it on my Game & Watch, and I am shocked by how much I liked it. Like, I legitimately really enjoyed it. I didn't find it cryptic really at all. Like, a lot of the complaints I've seen online, I'm like, I figured that out pretty easily. Like, the only thing I didn't figure out was something dumb because I didn't have the manual and didn't know I could cut grass. That's what killed me. But Like, I didn't find it cryptic. Like, the grinding was bad, but I was also playing like an idiot and missing stuff in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, like, I just wound up over grinding, which made, like, the middle of the game a breeze. And then by the end, it got hard again. But even then, like, this game gets way too much hate. It's got its fair share of bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but I really did enjoy this. Like, I'm giving it an A. Like, nice. I think it's, like, the music's great, the combat's actually really fun in it.
But Jim, it's not exactly like the first one.
So speaking of the first one, I decided, well, I did Zelda 2, I played Link's Awakening back in December, might as well just try and play through Zelda 1 again. It's been since 2009, 2010 since I last played it. Wasn't exactly a huge fan of it back then. Almost exclusive.
Jim, I'm just gonna say careful. Careful. There's a lot of Zelda fans out there. So careful. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just saying careful.
It's a very important game. It's a very good game for its time. If you're playing it today, it's a fucking nightmare. It's painfully cryptic. And I really tried to play it without using any kind of guide. And I got to about like the 5th dungeon before I just needed to look stuff up because I was so woefully underpowered. And I was only one like star or a heart away from being like having the full hearts I could have outside of beating dungeons. So it wasn't like a lack of finding stuff, but like I needed like some better armor. I needed some of this and some of that. I needed a better sword. Like eventually it just got to be too brutal. And there's nothing like people complain in Zelda 2 about like game overing and starting in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
After a while, that's not bad because the overworld's not that big and you have a ton of shortcuts after a while. Zelda 1, you start back outside of the dungeon that you died in, but you only start with 3 hearts. So you got to go around, grind, try to get your hearts back up, to go back in there, to make it a little further, maybe kill a mid-boss or something like that, die again, go back out, grind, get your hearts, go back in, rinse and repeat. Fucking painful. And that's if you can figure out where the hell to goddamn go, because if you don't know anything where to go, good luck.
Yeah.
So... like, and I don't even like some people out there, like, some people really like the combat. That's fine. I don't. It's too stiff for its own goddamn good. Use that line however you will. But I just, like, there's so much about the game. I know how important it is, but I just don't like it at all.
So how are you giving it an S?
I'm not.
So what are you giving it, Jim?
I'm gonna give it a C.
Woo! And you thought my Halo giving a B was bad.
I thought so too, but like there's just so many flaws. Like it laid an incredible groundwork. Let's like obviously get that out of the way. And the soundtrack's S tier, it's God tier, it's legendary. But everything else about it is just so rough around the edges. Like unless like I don't have a schoolyard and I don't have Nintendo Power. Like if you're trying to really do it, like you shouldn't need to have all this help to get through it.
Did it feel better for you once you started using the guide?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you know what to do, it's a little bit better, but then you still got to deal with all the grinding and re-grinding at the end of the,
Yeah.
You're not even grinding for levels, you're just grinding to get your health back. Like, that's just annoying as shit. So.
Yeah. Man. Woo. Let Jim hear it in the comments.
yeah, tell me I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll hear it. I haven't heard that enough in all the years doing this page. But next up, game we've reviewed before. Actually, we reviewed Legend of Zelda before, so link will be below.
Yep.
Next one up's a game we also reviewed before, Streets of Rage 2. I was like, I need a little palate cleanse after going through some long games, so plowed through it in an hour. I can play it in my sleep. Absolutely love it. It's one of the best beat 'em ups ever made. It's an easy yes.
Yeah.
Next up, Streets of Rage, the original. Once again, soundtrack's God tier. It's more rough around the edges. So
Especially
I mean,
that end, those twins.
Oh yeah, no, the bosses you like half the bosses you just have to straight cheese. Like the bosses are tough and annoying, and even like that end gauntlet is just like you're gonna burn a lot of lives unless you're really on your game. But I still love it. I still probably love it more than I should. Like I still think it's an A.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna say it's an S, but no, I mean I'm probably giving it a little too much love.
Sure.
If I was being fair, I'd probably say a B.
This is part of the thing. We give our personal opinions.
Right.
Yeah, I'd give it a B, but an A for you. I was expecting that. I almost half expected you to say S, and then I'll get mad.
Yeah, no, it's too rough for an S. But yeah, I'm giving it like a low A. So.
Okay.
Next up, a game that you played through last year. I just played through this year. We just finished it on Twitch lately. Alien Fireteam Elite came out. It is a buggy mess. but it is a fun buggy mess.
Especially when you play with friends.
Especially when you play with friends, because if you play by yourself, if you play anything higher than easy, you're asking for pain. Because like it's not even like the AI of your player characters is even that bad.
No.
That like plays with you, but they're just so underpowered by the later levels. It's like not even funny. Like you need people who have played with good weapons.
Yeah.
So that's just a thing. You know what it does? Like it captures the feel of Left 4 Dead really well.
Yes.
In like the aliens world. And like I had the pleasure of doing it on Game Pass, so I didn't pay for it really.
Yep.
So I enjoyed my time with it. Like it's a badly made game. Like the NPCs in the game don't move their lips when they talk to you.
Yeah.
The game's
That bothered me too. Yeah, that was one of the things that when I saw a cutscene, I was like, it's fucking 2022. Who has NPCs that don't move their lips?
yeah. There's like no real cutscenes. There's like really no presentation to it at all.
No.
You just like drop into missions, and all the missions are kind of the same, but it's fun.
It's fun.
So yeah, I mean, it's got all the problems in the world, but I didn't really pay for it, so I really enjoyed my time with it. So I'll give it a B.
Okay.
I think it's a solid B.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Next game up, game I finally got around to playing. It's been sitting on my Xbox for years. Super Hot, the first one.
You didn't say it right.
Super Hot. And man, what a concept! Just done really, really well. I mean, if you don't know about it, basically it's bullet time the game. So like when you look at something and stand still, everything else basically stands still or like slows to a crawl. So you can like, it's all about weaving in and out of enemy projectiles while just going around killing everything.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it's just like, you know, one of those first person movie action scenes, and it all like you spend 5 minutes in a level and it's 10 seconds a clip.
Yeah. And the other thing, I always when I watch that, like that felt the way when now more modern superhero movies do a character who runs super fast. That's what it felt like in a game.
Yeah.
Like when Quicksilver in that X-Men movie, he's like running from thing to thing, and things are standing still, but then he speeds up. Like, yeah, that game is really well done.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised by like the trippy story too that it told.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
It's yeah.
And how it messes with you. So yeah, no, it was really, really well done. Again, I didn't pay for it, but no matter what you pay for it, you can beat it in under 2 hours. Like it's a short game.
Yeah.
But I still think it's really worth that like time you put into it. So I don't know if I'm torn between A and S because I really did like it. I don't know what's missing from it. That like I want to give it an S, but I'm going to give it an A. I feel like there's something missing.
It is almost. We like short games, but it's too short for its own. It is also like.
I also feel like it was like the perfect length for like what it was, but there was still like.
There's something missing. It's not. The mechanics are cool, but they could have like went a tiny bit deeper.
It's it's a one-trick pony, but it's like a perfect one-trick
Yes.
pony. That's what it is.
So it's an M Night movie.
Kind of the good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, and last up, another quick one just to get out of the way. Super Street Fighter 2. I did the Genesis version, and that's a game I've played 1 billion times through my life. So to relive my childhood, I decided to at least beat it 2 times so I could count it on this list, and I used a 3-button controller to make it a little more spicy for myself.
Who'd you use?
Ryu and Ken. So basically the same character twice.
You didn't even do some variety. You're literally basically the same exact character.
Yes.
How was that not boring to you?
It was boring during the Ken part.
That's what I mean. Like, why would you not go Guile or anyone else?
I probably could have done like Balrog or Dalsum, but
Yeah.
that's what I probably should have done. But yeah, you know what it is? It's funny with the 3-button controller. It's not even annoying with like having to switch between punches and kicks. Not being able to pause. That's rough. Because when nature calls, guess what?
And it calls for you a lot.
Yeah, it does for some of us. And then you're going to game over, and then you're going to have to restart it and go through it all again, no matter how far along you are. So, yeah, that's the real killer right there. But yeah, I mean, it's Super Street Fighter 2. Like, it gets an S. It's like one of the best, most important fighting games ever. So,
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
yeah, that's my list.
So, we hope you guys enjoyed this recap. Like I said, we set a pretty crazy pace this month. I don't know if we'll be able to maintain. I'm sure some months will go further. A lot of months will go a lot less. But it seems like hitting 50 should be very doable.
Yeah.
I'm almost
You're
wondering,
20% there.
I'm almost wondering.
No.
I'm almost wondering.
Don't say it.
I'm almost wondering, is it a double XP thing? or we might have to go double.
No, I'm not going to.
Jim, if you just keep playing your childhood games, you'll hit it like in no time.
Yeah, but I have some big ones I'm working on too.
Yeah.
So hopefully for February,
Now,
I'll
I
have them
think
done.
50 is very, very achievable. Same deal. I'm working on big ones right now, so that's why I said I know next month I won't hit 10 or 11. But you guys let us know. But more importantly, if you want to join along, like Jim said at the beginning, follow us on Twitter or Instagram. Just use the hashtag Level50Club, and you can always tag us as well. We'll get you included in that leaderboard, and we hope you enjoyed it, guys.
Yep. Until next time, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.